President Trump says he plans to designate Antifa as a major terrorist organization. In a Truth Social post last night, the president called the movement a, quote, sick, dangerous, radical left disaster. He also said he will, quote, be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated. Antifa is short for anti-fascist. It has been loosely associated with left-leaning activists. In 2020, President Trump did make a similar announcement, but never followed through on that threat. CBS News did reach out to the White House. It did not, however, provide any additional details. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd. Sam, thanks for joining us to talk about this. For people who aren't as familiar with what Antifa actually is and how it works, can you just give us a quick idea to begin with?
Sure. So Antifa is short for anti-fascist, and there have been various anti-fascist movements in this country for decades. Antifa is not a cohesive entity. It is a decentralized group of individuals and groups that all share a common goal of fighting fascism and, in many cases, fighting white supremacy. There's no leader, there's no member cards, there's no organized structure. It's a loosely affiliated, decentralized movement. And that's why when President Trump talks about designating Antifa, not only are there legal constraints on that currently, but no one is exactly sure who and what he's
Hmm.
planning to target.
So, given that uncertainty, what does this designation actually mean? And because it's such a loose entity, as you say, what will the implications from this actually look like?
Well, to be clear, there's currently no law that criminalizes domestic terrorism. There's at the federal level. There are some state laws that criminalize domestic terrorism, but we have no federal statute. Domestic terrorism is defined in a range of existing laws, but again, there's no means by which the federal government can currently charge an individual for being a domestic terrorist or providing material support to a domestic terrorist entity. So, one of the first questions is whether President Trump is planning to push Congress to pass some kind of legislation. I will say, Nancy, a domestic terror law at the federal level has been debated for years, for decades even, but there's been strong pushback because of concerns over infringing on the First Amendment, infringing on Americans' privacy, and really just running the risk that federal government could use a domestic terrorism law to go after its political enemies.
All right, Sam Vinograd, thank you very much to talk about all this. We always appreciate your time.
Thanks.